Okay guys, we are going to do the demo for week 6. So you should be starting obviously on your start page and you should be watching this video right here. I'm just going to do a quick overview as to everything that we're doing this week. So what we're talking about is it's called the 3 Forms Project. And what you're going to do is you're going to start with this 3 Forms video here, this intro video. This is going to overlay the whole thing. And what I do is I actually go through a slideshow, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump into that slideshow quick. I want to do a brief intro, but it's going to be covered in that video, so I don't want to go like too deep into it. But if we go into still life here, and we're doing 3 forms, okay, and I want to go into the slideshow. This will just give you a quick overview as to what the entire assignment looks like. But essentially what you're doing, we're just going to open this up here. I'm just going to skip to the end. Your goal this week is to get these 4 drawings done. Okay, so you're going to do a value scale worksheet. You're going to do a drawing with 6 different shading types on it. And then you're going to do a still life with 3 forms drawn and shaded with pencil, and then one that is shaded with charcoal. Okay, this will all be explained in the video, so I don't think I'm going to cover it too much here. But just know that these are the 4 things that I want you to turn in. And at the end of the week, if we go back to here, we'll go back to the home page and go back to the announcements. Okay, so there's going to be an assignment. So at the very end where it says turn in all 4 drawings here, what you should be doing is taking photos of each one, and then you should upload all 4 photos into there. I need all 4 of them to grade it. Okay, so as we go through here, what's going to happen is we're going to have the intro video. Okay, and this intro video is going to help you get through like the first 2 drawings. Okay, I do have a pencil guide here. This just explains like the different hardness of pencil and what you should be using. The baseline here is that if you need to do shading and draw things darker, you want to use like a B pencil with a higher number. The H pencils are harder and they draw lighter. Those are more meant for doing initial sketching. So if you came and got a kit from me, you should have some H pencils that should be like for doing lighter sketching, and then your B pencils are for doing your blended shading. So that's the main reason that part is there. The other thing too I want to mention on this intro video here, ignore like the first 2 minutes of it because I recorded it during COVID. And so I talk a lot about, like, I showed the Google Classroom and I talk about stuff in the Google Classroom for the first couple of minutes. Just ignore that because you guys aren't even using Google Classroom. But like once it gets to around the 2-minute mark, I start going through the slideshow, and that's where you really want to watch. In the slideshow, like I go through, I explain the whole project, and then in this first video, I explain steps 1 and 2, which is the value scale, and then that one with the 6 different shading types. Okay, so that's where you're gonna complete steps 1 and 2 based on that first video that you watched there. Then once you're done with those 2 drawings, you're going to watch this 3 forms pencil drawing demo. So this is going to be for drawing number 3. And what you're going to do is you're going to draw a still life of 3 forms together. Okay, and I know that you guys at home probably won't have these forms. So you're just going to use these reference images, which I have in here. So there's an example of the value worksheet if you need to print your own. Don't worry if you don't have this value scale worksheet. You can just freehand draw this. Like, this is very easy just to set up and do. Okay, but then I got some photos in here of the forms, so you can use either of these 2 photos to do your drawings from. Okay, unless you want to, like, if you have your own stuff and want to try to like come up with your own, that's totally fine. Okay, so then that's going to be a pencil shaded, fully shaded drawing. Okay, and look at the finished examples in the slideshow for my expectations. What we found with the Zentangle, some of you were not meeting my expectations, so please really pay attention, look at the demos, and don't just like draw it really quick in like 5 minutes. Like, you really need to take your time, do the shading. I'm going to grade very harsh on you guys because you're not here in person, and I expect the same quality as my in-person classes. Just because you're online doesn't mean I'm going to lower my expectations. Okay, so if you're not drawing well enough, then I'm going to ping you for it, basically. So if you are struggling, you are welcome to come into my room. You can email me. I can set up Google Meets with you, whatever, if you need extra help. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so then you watch the video on how to do the pencil drawing, then you complete that drawing. Okay, and then the last one is to do a drawing with charcoal. So this should be on black paper with white charcoal, which was included in your kit if you got one from me. Now, I think there are a few of you that didn't get any kits from me. So if you happen to have white charcoal and black paper at home, that's great. If not, if you don't have the proper tools and you can't get them from me, then you're probably going to have to do this one digitally with the Canvas program. And what you'd want to do is you'd want to set a black background on that. And then you turn in all 4 drawings. So I'll maybe show that really quick. So I'm going to go into content really quick, just in case you're someone that, like I said, if you don't have the white charcoal, if you have the ability though to come to the high school and pick it up, even if you're a full online student, you can email me. I can put a kit aside for you in the office to pick up. Okay, so like the only people that shouldn't be able to get stuff is if you're like out of town and not in the district, right? So then you'll either have to try to get your own tools, or like I said, we can do the digital as a last resort. So if we go in here, if we go into the Canvas drawing app here, let's open this up. So if you have to do the black, so I'm going to do a new drawing. If you have to do the black and white drawing digital, what you want to do is you want to go in here and you want to go to the background and you want to set this to black. Okay, and then you primarily want to be on the charcoal tool or pencil tool. You might do pencil tool to start with your sketch, but then you're going to want to do white here. Okay, so what you might do is you might start like, you know, with a really light sketch, like maybe I'm going to start my sphere or something. Then you want to get your white charcoal, and then remember we work very low opacity with this, and then you want to kind of start to get some shading in. And once again, you can rub more where you want it lighter and rub less where you want it darker, something like that. Okay. So then you want to work on shading. I actually just shaded that in reverse, by the way. So let's try to do another sphere. So the thing with this, and you're going to see this in the video, is when you're doing white charcoal, you're actually doing the highlights. You want to do the bright parts first. So I actually want to be like here. This is where it's going to be brighter. And then you want to shade kind of outward and get darker and darker as you get closer towards the edge. Okay, but you can see I can fairly quickly get like a decent little sphere kind of going there. So yeah, this is the way you do it. This is only last resort though. If you have access to the materials, if you go to Brainerd High School, you need to get this stuff from me and do it by hand. That is always my preference, okay? So anyways, go through those videos. It's going to explain a lot. I don't have to cover too much here. Just make sure you guys let me know if you have any questions. And hopefully you guys have a good week. I would like all 4 of these drawings done this week. So you just have the whole week to get these 4 drawings done. And then next week we'll start something new. So we'll catch you guys next week.